This is a little video tutorial. I wanted to show you how to get started on your cross stitch project. Also, this works if you need to start a new thread or you need to change thread color. So here we have our strand of thread, and it comes in 6 strands. So we're just going to take one of these strands. So now we just have one strand on our thread. And we're going to fold it in half so that both of our ends are together, and that the bottom of our thread, there's a loop. And we're going to take our two ends and we're going to thread our needle with both of those ends. This can be the sometimes tricky part. It helps if you get the ends of your thread a little damp, and let's get it to go through here. Okay, so now I've got my needle threaded, and so here's my tail, and at this end I have my loop. So that's what it should look like. Okay, now I'm going to get started, and I've checked my pattern, and I'm doing the hot pink section of my pattern, and so I'm going to start right here at the top of my heart and go over. So here I'm going to go from the back through to the front into the correct hole that I need to go in. And I'm going to pull my thread through, but not all the way. I'm going to pull it through about that far, and I'm going to hold it. And then I go in down and diagonally because I'm making half of an X. I'm going to pull that through, and it should look like that, your first stitch. Flip it over onto the back, and where you have that loop, you're going to put your needle right through the hole of that loop, and you're just going to pull it tight like this, and that makes it so that your thread is secure and you don't need to make a knot. Now we're going to go on to the next stitch because my pattern calls for doing 5 hearts across that top row. So I'm going to make 5 stitches. Just like this. You go up in the corner and then down in the other corner of your square. Just like this, and then down. You want to make sure you go down diagonally and not down straight. So you come up from the back and then over and down. Just like that, and that's 4. So I need to do one more. Up and then down and over. Just like that. Now those are all the hot pink stitches I need to make for this row. So I'm going to go back up and complete my X's. So I'm going to go in the other top corner of my square, right here. And then I'm going to go down and over the other corner, and it's going to make an X shape. And that'll be a completed stitch. Do you see how that's an X? And I'm going to do the same thing across the whole row. So I'm going to go up in the next square, the top right corner, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom left corner of the next square, and I'm going to make another X. And I'm just going to do the same thing for each stitch all the way across that row for my hot pink. Just like that, and I have one more to do. And then down and over. So now I have my row of hot pink, and I have 5 stitches, My pattern calls for doing more hot pink, but to show you how you would finish off if you ended your thread was getting too short, or you needed to switch to another color, say you needed to switch to green, how you end your thread is you turn your work over to the back side, and you're going to put your needle through underneath the stitches on the back, being careful not to poke your needle through to the front side. So I can double check before I pull my needle all the way through. I can double check this side to make sure that it's not showing. It's not. Then I can take my needle and I'll pull it through these stitches right here, and then I can just take my scissors and snip off that little tail right there, and then I'm ready to change colors or get a new hot pink thread. I hope this video tutorial really helps you get started on your cross stitch project, and I hope you really enjoy cross stitching. Thanks.